afternoon, everyone. I hope you're having an amazing Sunday, December 20th, right? Oh my goodness, I need to make my new calendar. Every year I make a calendar for my family with all the pictures of our family shared with them. So it's a great way to remember what we did last year. And this year is going to be extra special with all the memories and all the photos that I took during quarantine. So let me just post this. I'm going to start posting it on LinkedIn as well. Let me get the chat up on the other computer. All right. We've got the Christmas tree up in the background today. Definitely feeling festive with the holidays right around the corner. I know Hanukkah is in process as well. So hope everyone is having a great weekend. We finally got the snow up here in Montreal today, which has been fun. Spent the morning playing with my little one, so snuggled up in my little kimono. I have to tell you guys, I love bathrobes and kimonos, and that's one of the best things about trading from home is being able to do it in your bathrobe and pajamas. Hey, Feikal. Hello, Ben. Hello, AK. Good afternoon. Yes, snow in Montreal. It was funny because we had green snow and everywhere south of us was ending up getting a blanket of snow. I thought, yes, we escaped. Nope, we didn't. Hey, Terry. All right, let me pull up the stock charts for today. And let me pull this up over here for Sunday list, minimize this, and let's get into it. All right, so we've got the stock charts up. I will pull up my watch list as well. So here's my watch list for you guys. As always, these are potential longs or potential shorts, but I do show the levels for if it breaks the resistance, hey, that long trade could be on. If it breaks the support, hey, the short trade could be on. Also, thanks Wall Street Stockbroker Notes. Also, I wanted to show you guys, I did mention that I was going to be launching my website, the new look. So it's in the process of transitioning over, but starting today, I'm going to go ahead and open up the sale after today's live stream at cjanetrade.com. This is the sample one from Brent Thomas. He's the developer that helped me with this, and I will put all of the links to his content down below. So let me know what you guys think as well of the new look. So definitely changing it from what it was. So here, let's show you guys what it was first. Dun, da, da, da. And I had to clean it up a lot, right? So really black and white, and with this picture here and just a little description, the Modern Trader Summit right there, and some little cool things. I love this from Market Chameleon as well, a little bit more about me. So definitely giving it a facelift and a new look. So here's the new look. What do you guys think? Positive, negative? Give me feedback, put it in the comments below. Also shoot me an email at jane@cjanetrade.com. So the books and software that I use, I recommend the Getting Started with my watch list. It's 10 stocks, but actually I include the SPY and the Qs. So it gives me, oh, the doorbell just rang. Interesting. And then we have Learn the Basics. So this is a basic video talking about all of the basic terminology. Really great start for people that are brand new to get into it and be like, well, what is a support, right? Jane talks about this on our watch list. Then the watch list, my book as well, and the Modern Trader Summit, which I'm still iffy about that for July, but hoping, fingers crossed, that everything is back in full swing. I don't want to, thanks Wall Street Stockbroker. And then again, those videos, and this is my good buddy. I do mentoring as well, one-on-one training, and have a 20-hour course that I'm also developing for you guys. And also the feedback from some people that have really enjoyed the help that I've given them. And there's nothing better than helping other people. And then the quotes, and also follow me going to be adding more stuff on here because this week I will be on Cheddar TV on Wednesday morning. I will be on with Angela Miles with Business AM every Thursday in the new year, and Ticker Talker Roundtable. Lots of good media stuff happening. So just wanted to share that with you guys and get your feedback as far as what you like about it, what you don't like. Let me know. And I will be setting up that 30% off for the watch list all the way. You know what? I'm going to do it through the new year. Give it to everybody through the new year. All right, let's get into the stock charts, right? So we did have a big day on Friday. The Senate and the Congress are in talks about the stimulus. Oh my goodness. Tommy from, I don't remember where, was saying, no, this is just a blanket to be able to give out money in the future and ending the CARES Act. We'll look at it, anything good products. We will look at it. In fact, I'm going to delete a little bit of this stuff while we're talking and we'll add the list to it. So with the stimulus, they supposedly agreed, right? And now they have to vote on it. They did agree on it. Goodness, at 1 o'clock in the morning, I think is when they agreed on it finally, and potentially direct money to people that qualify in the form of $600 to $700 instead of the $1,200. But they are going to be voting on a stimulus package as far as when people that need the money could really be receiving it. They say roughly 2 weeks from the time that the vote is completed, the IRS could start sending out checks or direct deposit. So if you fall into those ranges, that likely it would be 2 weeks from that time. And then we also have the bank stress test, right? So I'm going backwards the wrong way. So on the 18th, we had the bank stress test, which is really important. This is when the Fed looks at basically the books for all the major banks in the US. And hey, here we go, right from their website. You can go to federalreserve.gov and news events, and it'll give you all the press releases. So right here, press releases, boom, we have the stress test. And hey, the banking system has been a source of strength for the past year, and it looks like it could continue to lend to households in the futures, even if there was an adverse effect to the economy. So that means the Fed is saying, hey, our banks are fairly healthy, right? Yeah, I'll add those on too, Nicholas. And so large banks would have, under both scenarios, large banks would have roughly $600 billion in losses. But right now, it's all looking fairly good for the banks. So that's going to lead us to look at the banks today and also XLF. So hearing that positive news, end of day, that came out at 4:15, 45 minutes after the bell. This is the 45-minute chart, right? So we came all the way down here. Oh, guess what? Good news. It bounced, right? So we could see that we are in this upward wedge, that this could continue up further into the new year, and maybe in January, we're going to find that maybe the first week of January, January 7th, BE, yeah. Okay, let me add the watch list on here as well. I'm just going to pull it up on the other screen. So we have it Tesla, Beam, Kuro, Wow, DFIN, RCell, ASO, CPB, DBI, and FedEx, and then potential swings, GBTC, ETH, APDN, DIS, and Facebook. So let me type those in. Yep. Let me add this. So Tesla, Beam, Kuro, Wow, DFIN, RCell, ASO, CPB, DBI, FedEx, and also going into the holidays, you guys know I always will tell you about sales that are coming out. I will update the information down below for Trade Ideas. They have a sale starting on the 22nd, going through Christmas with 25% off. So stop back at this one or any of my live streams from here until Christmas, and I will put it down below. All right, so we have that. And I'm also going to add on, oh, it didn't do RCell. ASO, let's do mRNA, Johnson & Johnson, Microsoft, BE, HSTO, CRBP. Okay, let's get into everything. And we're going to move these up to below DFIN. Right there, and right there, and we'll delete that. All right, so the SPY. We're starting to somewhat pull back a little bit. However, we did bounce up above the anchored volume weighted average price from December 11th. We bounced right there. We also bounced off of a trend line. So looking to potentially see maybe another test of 373 before Christmas, in my opinion. Then we had buying power that came in, so looking for that. Let's look at the Qs as well. Tech stocks, Facebook, Microsoft had their hack. Facebook as well being affected by the, FTC or FCC. So I'd look to see, hey, we're going in this range a little bit. It's a little range bound test up, came down, bounced back up. Would look for a test of 312 on the Qs. The Russell as well. I haven't drawn any levels on here for a while, but we're still riding this right on up. So like it, right, to the upside. Dow Jones, top 30 stocks. We have a bit of an ascending wedge over here. Let's draw a horizontal line. We have an ascending wedge, but we also have an ascending triangle right now. Resistance is up at 303.80, we'll say. So looking for that break up above, a little bit of a bearish pattern right here. Not really confident about that. It does need to break above this area. As soon as it breaks, would look for that resistance to flip to be support. All right. Apple, you guys know I always watch Apple and Microsoft. Those are two major ones that I watch for affecting the Qs. So looking at Apple right here, came down, tested this trend line and bounced, right? We came and closed up above it. Bigger volume end of day. So that is good to see in my opinion. Higher volume at the bottom means likely a reversal. Microsoft, bit of a bearish pattern right here. However, we had a long leg doji day. We have a bit of indecision, but more buying power than selling power on that day. So would look for a continuation move to the upside. Next test up at 221.50. All right, let's get into the list. So we had Beam. Well, you guys know that I like Tesla as my long. I gave you guys a target 685.84 back on November 17th. It had topped out at 684.75. Blew my mind earlier in the day right here, 684.75, then pulled back and shot up higher. So keeping this on watch up to 740. I did mention it with Angela Miles on Business AM on Friday, and my other pick as well, Amazon. I really like Amazon. As again, if we can break up above 32.50, looking for that test up here, 32.30, and then potentially on up to 33.60 area up there. Beam is a solar company. Low float, 5 million in the float. This is why this one trades so erratically. It is fairly extended away right now on the daily chart. So I would look at, let's draw some levels. Do you guys like it better when I put the lines in or just when I talk about it? Let me know. Put it in the chat. I'll put the lines in for here for now, but just curious. All right. All right, so I would look for really 42, that round dollar mark, to hold for support, and I'd put breakout up above 44.50 up here to the upside. Curo as well. This has 16.7 million in the float. I like it because it had such great volume, and we have definitely an equilateral triangle right here. So looking at the equilateral triangle, we're going to measure the depth from here to roughly right here, 157. Yeah, I like Tesla up to 750, Nicholas. I know I had Randy messaging me, hey Jane, when are we buying puts on Monday for Tesla? I don't think it's ready to implode just yet. I think we'll likely test 700, 720, 740, 750 area, and then have it come back down to roughly 700. It looks like that momentum is still squeezing the shorts that got in a little early. Big money needs to buy into Tesla because it will be added to the S&P 500. So that allows them there's big hedge fund managers that their desire to invest or their mission of their hedge fund might say large caps in the S&P 500. So until it's actually included, they might not have the ability to get into it. Ethically, they know that it's being added, but they might be waiting until it's actually there. So we could see it run up on Monday, and then maybe Tuesday would be that day for potential put buying. I look at least a week to 2 weeks out. All right, so I mentioned 157 above 17 here. So I'd look at roughly 1850. It might run all the way back up to 20. So depending on how many people come into it, we might see a secondary day, a run up. And if we look at it, this could be wave 1, 2. We might have a wave 3 that could be longer. This went from $11, $5, so maybe on up to $22 from here. Wow. Wow, right? Wow is 51 million in the float, had a nice run up here. Look at after hours. We came back down to 963. Like that with lower risk, 950 area. Want to see that we're really going to hold the 940 area over here and then continue to the upside, breakout up above 10 with volume to confirm that. DFIN. So DFIN looks to me like this is setting up for potential almost a handle type breakout move, right? So that this is curling to the upside. Would like to see it take out 2040. I would use the risk back down to 1805 over here. See how that was almost an inverted, like a sideways inverted shoulders. And this does have 32 million in the float, and it was 50%. So I forgot to tell you guys the short volume. Oh, that's annoying. There we go. So short volume right here, we had 61% on Tesla, likely a squeeze going into Monday morning. Beam 57%, Kuro 63%. All right, let's drag that over. Arcel. So Arcel, it's a health and technologies company. 52-week lows. We have the H. Actually, I look and I see sort of a bit of a angled head and shoulders. Do you guys see this? If I draw the line like this, ooh, feel like reading Rainbow. That sort of dates me. Do you guys remember reading Rainbow at all? Here we go. And a wonky head and shoulders. And if we break below 1750, could be even more so to the downside. And this is on the daily chart, right? So that's not looking... Hello, Financial Freedom. Welcome. That Arcel looks like it could continue to the downside. Don't worry about what, MTETs. All right, ASO. I actually rode ASO up on the breakout, took some capital off. This is lower float with 20.7 million in the float, and it came down and it closed below 1840. That was a get out. Oh, yes. Yes, I will add NLOC and XL on there as well. Oh, love, I'm going to give you a hug when I'm done. I will be done soon, sweetness, okay? Real life here, guys, with a 3-year-old at the door. All right, so ASO would look for that continued breakdown below. I don't know, I'm debating whether I like the lines or not. I kind of like the lines. I'd look for over here. It really had support roughly at 1835. You see that? The wicks, resistance, 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 finally flipped to be support. So I would look for that to hold to the upside, and I would look for 1880 for resistance. I'm kind of cheating too. I'm not putting it in the chart over here. I got to do that. Right, and it helps when I put that in the right spot. All right, let's go to Campbell's Soup. I don't know about you guys, but we are not having any sort of holiday celebrations up here. And so I've seen that really there's more things at the grocery store. They might be trying to add sales and stuff like that. We already have Boxing Day sales happening, and Christmas isn't even over yet. So knowing that, but they're also locking everything down up here. They're locking it down as of Christmas Day. So maybe that's why they're trying to do Boxing sale up here already. So looking at this, I'd look at 48 for Campbell's to the upside as potential resistance. It came up. This is my trend change, right? The 21 EMA right here. We are above the moving averages, higher than normal volume, but it did sell off a little bit. So suspect there. I would look for 47.25 right here. So 47.25 is support and 48 for resistance. All right, let's continue back over here. DBI. So designer brands doesn't look really nice, right? We've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Maybe this isn't one, and maybe we're going to continue to the downside here for designer brands. I don't even know who's in the designer brands. Do you guys? What they make? But it doesn't look healthy to me. It looks as if, actually, I'm going to pull this up a little bit more. Over here, 750. We see that we either have a consolidation or disbursement right here. So 750 and down here, $7. I would look at those levels. It does have 61 million in this float. And let's look at FedEx. Ouch, FedEx, bad day, right? This has been happening though with lots of companies with earnings reports this week. I did have this on my watch list on Friday. You can see it offered a nice opportunity. So if you trade options or stocks, my watch list will give you literally 22 different trade setups. And then once you learn how to utilize it fairly well, it's pretty easy to make those profits consistently, I should say. All right. So let's get into my potential swings. SLB, Halliburton, you're current in long. Okay, let me add those MTETs. MA, Jets, SLB, HAL. I did personally exit a lot on Friday to go a little bit more cash because I wasn't sure what was going to happen with the stimulus, if they were really going to come to an agreement after 7 months, and also the bank test. So I just sort of stepped out of the market, and now I'm ready to get back in now that a potential direction's happening. Also, like with earnings, not always good to hold through earnings without any sort of protection. So that's the reason why I did that. Okay. Looking at swings. Bitcoin, well, we know what Bitcoin's doing this weekend, right? Bitcoin came up and tested 24,000. I almost said 42,000. Came up and tested 24,000 yesterday and continuing to move to the upside. Sweetie B, I did not know that, so thank you for sharing that with me. It did happen in... Thanks, Kevin. That's good to know. Yeah, if you don't have to go to work, at least up here, I don't really need a pair of heels or work shoes, right? I can get away with wearing slippers and socks and kimonos. So Bitcoin is rocking again. So looking, GBTC is one that trades like Bitcoin, right? So if you don't necessarily want to trade the cryptocurrency, this is an avenue. This is a trust though. They hold 1.54% of all of the Bitcoin. So it trades similarly to Bitcoin. However, sometimes you do pay a premium. And I also had, ETHE, Ethereum Trust, same scenario. Ethereum Trust trades like Ethereum crypto. However, they hold the Ethereum in the trust. So sometimes, again, you do pay a premium for it. But those are two right there. That's why I had those on. APDN, I like this. Super extreme, abandoned baby down here, high volume, potential for this to gap back up tomorrow and just start rocking and trading away. But be careful because it is the second day after earnings. It might continue down for 3 days and then find a bottom. So definitely watching APDN for some sort of movement tomorrow for that reason. Disney, love it for my girls. Disney streaming. Like the fact that we really have a bit of an ascending triangle right here. the depth, excuse me, not ascending triangle, equilateral triangle. Depth roughly 849. So to the upside, looking at 185 or 185.50, and then if it breaks down to the downside, 172, we'll call it, minus 50 cents, 171, minus 8, 163. Hey, Asif. Good, thank you. So would look at, Disney with a 173 target if it breaks down, or a 185 target if it breaks up. It's got a nice pattern, and we do have volume right at the end of it. Thank you, Asif. Asif is my little cheerleader. If you guys like the live stream, please hit the like button. All right, Facebook as well. So Facebook was looking a bit oversold. We have some consolidation right here. A lot of buying wicks, one selling wick above the 20. So watching for it to break out above the 20 simple moving average on the daily chart, and then a potential test up to 282. If we can break there, let's do our measurements. 282 plus 29, we'll call it 280 plus 30, looking for a 310 target for Facebook should it break out from this triangle right here to the upside. Myrna as well. So we're going up to the questions of the stocks that you guys put up. So anything good products, I hope you're still here. We do have Myrna, and your question again was, do you think it will be a good swing? Now, if we look at Pfizer, right, it's kind of like all the big move happened until it was accepted for the approval. And then once it was accepted, well, the big guys started selling. This to me looks as if the momentum is slowing. It's starting to come down. We have a little bit higher volume than the day before. However, I would look more for a close above 150. MTETs, the insane volume in the last 5 minutes on Friday. For which stock? Myrna? Let's look at this. It could simply be that people are closing out positions for, it could be that there is crazy volume. Maybe there are people getting into it. Oh, on Tesla. Yeah, let's look at it. So the last 5 minutes. Yeah, it could be that there was, big money buying right here to get into it before Monday. They were waiting until close or end of day, right? End of day close out of the shares that people were trading as well. Because a lot of institutions, like day traders and institutions, can't hold it overnight. So that's why you see those large spikes. 45 billion though. Yeah. Hey, it's possible, right? I have seen positions of 16 billion. And remember that MTETs, it's being added into the S&P 500 on Monday. So that could be buying right there. And it could be solely in relation to that it has such crazy, because it's moving into the S&P 500. And so they literally have to buy the stock to put it into the holdings, right? Yeah, my pleasure. Anything good products? Okay, let's continue. So we were with Myrna. Let's look at Johnson & Johnson. Who asked about Johnson & Johnson? Nicholas. All right. So looking at this, Nicholas, they are I see an inverted head and shoulders. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see it with the patterns? Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? We'll call this the neckline. Let me get off the drawing tool. Right here. Let's move this up right here. Right? I see that as a neckline. Let's measure the depth, 133 to 117 or 17. So looking potentially for 168 target on Johnson & Johnson with this inverted head and shoulders. Very nice. I like that. I'm going to write that down. Thank you, Nicholas. A very nice one. Did I answer your question about Microsoft? 168. I like that. For potential target there, especially when it can close up and break up above 156, like that up to 168. And let me go down in the chat. It's not. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, BE. So BE, Bloom Energy Corp. All right, let's go to this on a 15-minute chart, a little bit better than, and let's do auto. All right, so I'm starting to see a bit of a head and shoulders on Bloom Energy. It would need to break down below $23 right here. A green candle with a small body and long leg in uptrend. What does it mean? Where's the wick, Asif? Is the wick at the top or is the wick at the bottom? That'll show you who's in charge of it. Who has more pressure, the sellers or the buyers? So right here, head and shoulders pattern, you want to have higher volume on the left side. That's typically what will happen, and then descending volume. So we had a bit of volume right here with the sell-off at the bottom. Then it would be that the buyers are not letting it drop down. So the buyers are buying it up and would look for more of a continuation to the upside potentially on that ASIF. So I would watch this for 28 or break down below 23 for Bloom Energy. For, who asked about Bloom Energy? BE. For FICO. Did you get that? FICO? And then we're gonna look, oh, I think I add that. Okay. HTSO or HSTO for OK Man. Nice, I like that one. So OK Man, this is not looking bullish to me. Right, this is looking bearish. It does have a descending triangle set up. So we have this line right here and we have this right here. Right? Now, descending triangles and descending wedges tend to break to the upside roughly 92% of the time. So I would put it on watch, but it could also fail and break back down further. Did have big selling day. I say selling because we're below all of this volume right here. And it came up, it tested and sold off, and we're below it. It closed roughly same at that price. This is actually the low of that day. Yeah, 122. It says it closed at 122, but look, after hours, it actually moved down to 110. So feeling more bearish on HSTO based on the chart setup. And CRBP, Corbus Pharmaceuticals. All right, I don't really like pharmaceuticals too much. So let's look at it over here. It does have a gap to fill if it can break above 260. Now on this one, let's do this, stretch it out a little bit. If it goes above 160, a little tiny gap to fill up to 173 right there. So it did hit that after hours and then they sold off a little bit. After 173 would look for the $2 mark, and then above 210. After 210 would look for 260. And then after 260, it could be clear to the upside. It has started moving above the moving averages. Not sure why it dropped. Potentially this is a no-go for a drug or FDA approval. And maybe they could do a gap fake. So I would watch that. Hello, Hamish. I'm good, thanks. TTCF, yeah, that one came from Kyle. TTCF came from Kyle. All right, let's look at NLOK. I don't think Kyle's here today. Hey guys, I got 24 watching. If you like the live stream, please take a second and hit the thumbs up. All right, so Norton LifeLock. So Norton Securities, much like McAfee, right? Big technology stuff. We just had that Microsoft hack. This is a bit extended away from the moving averages for NLOC 2060 up by 60 cents. So this might be great if it pulled back a little bit, maybe 2080, right? That's going to be our resistance over here, 2080. If that can hold as support, that might be a nice entry for the continued move to the upside. Did have bigger volume on close right there. That might be something to note. Just keep that on watch. The closing price of 21.24 as well. Maybe people are getting out. We have big volume to the upside. And many times big volume in an upward trend could be a potential for a reversal signal. Excel, yeah, we will add Roku. All right, Excel. So Excelis, this looks like a potential bull flag right here, this trend. So would watch to see if it could break above that 2020 area with some volume. Above the $20 mark, above 2020, it's hitting my 425 on the 15-minute chart, and it had bigger volume in a downward trend, potential there for a reversal. Nice one. Whoever, I like that one potentially to the upside for Excelis. More, right now the trend is down. However, there's a potential for that reversal to be happening. Campbell's, I put that in. Boeing. So Boeing hit my 425, had a disbursement up here and coming down. Bouncing right at the moment or finding support at 218. This could pull back even further. We might see that this comes back down to 210 before it might set up to the upside. We might end up seeing a bigger head and shoulders if it were to come back down further, with a shoulder level right here and then continuation back down if it were to break 210 further down. And Netflix, yeah, we'll add Netflix on. I'm gonna have to run because I actually have a training this afternoon with somebody, so I can't stay on too late today. Let's look at Jets. So Jets came up, could be a bull flag here, a bit of correction as well. So I would watch that. If this does break above 2280, potentially with some volume, could be a nice continued move to the upside there. SLB, same sort of thing. This is going to be in the oil sector. So we had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. Could be done and ready for the next initial move, initial wave to the upside here, if it can hold this 20 simple moving average. But I would like to see it break above 23 for that confirmation. Halliburton as well in the oil sector. Similar, they seem to be consolidating a little bit up here. What's going to happen? I don't know about the US going more into a full lockdown. We're definitely in a lockdown up here. So potentially that will play a role with it. What's going to happen with OPEC? Seasonally, I'm not sure what happens with oil going into January. Let's look at that equity clock. And let's go to commodities. And let's look for oil, crude. Coffee, OJ, soybeans, gold. Gold, love gold. Love gold and love silver. That's why I did my nails gold and silver. All right, sugar, rice, crude. All right, so crude tends to rise the end of December until the first week of January and then pull back a little bit. So maybe that's it's kind of going there. Maybe it will have another rise into the end of the year and then pull back. But it's really tight range and starting to pull back a little bit. I haven't been really crazy about trading oil lately. More gold and silver in my opinion. Okay, let's look at Roku. And Sony is going to be the last one after Netflix. All right, guys. So Roku, I love Roku. Personally love it. My kids love it. That usually means that it's easy. My 3-year-old and 6-year-old can deal with it. So I'd look for 319.80 as support and a breakout continued move up above 348 over here. Thank you, MTETs. All right, and Netflix as well. So Netflix surging to the upside, would look for Netflix to break up above 536. Could be disbursement up here, might be setting up for head and shoulders too. We had resistance right here. Now it's coming up. Maybe this is going to be an island area. We'll hit another support. So I would watch to see that 525 holds as support for that trading range. One way or the other, there's likely going to be a trade. If it comes back down, maybe look for 515 as the next area down. So 515, 525, and 535 for Netflix, levels to watch. And Sony. All right, Sony, big gap up. This is a gappy stock because it does trade in Japan, which is why you see it gap a lot on the daily. Ooh, look, I can get rid of these down here. All right. And right there. Okay, 98. I would look at 98 as support and 99.50 as resistance for Sony. All right, everyone. Hope you enjoyed the live stream today. Again, remember, I will be putting my watch list on sale, 30% off through the new year. And the website will be looking like this very shortly, going through the transition process this weekend. For everybody that does have the watch list, this is right there where you would go to access it. I do get questions about that all the time. It's very simple. Just click on there and to purchase it. If you have any questions, right there, go to the shop. All right, see you all. Have a great week. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:15 for my live stream during the trading day. Carpe profit and seize those profits one trade at a time.